Sorry for your loss. I could say it comes with a job, but it doesn't get any easier. No, it doesn't. Guess you've been down here a while. I've been living as Karen Bowman, international aid worker, for just about 5 years. Means living rough, but as a cover, it gets me out and about. At least it comes with a chopper.
How'd you get in country? I flew in business class from Manaus. Hey, I'm refreshed and ready for work, right? I just hitched rides from Barranco, Peru. How about you?
I got on board a bus in Hui, Argentina, and drank all the way to Villazon. Nobody wants to deal with a drunk on the bus.
That explains why you smell like ass.
I've heard rumors about you guys. I was a rookie field officer in Moscow when the coup went down. There was talk you were involved?
Time to earn your pay, people. Put on your game faces.
I tell you, I'm not too comfortable working with Pakatari and these rebels. Their kind of ideology always ends up with more bodies in the ground. What's your feeling on this op, Nomad?
End of the day, this is a revenge mission. We need to focus and get this done quick before we get stuck between local politics and a firestorm of cartel bullets. First objective, track down that Santa Blanca lieutenant so we can find Amaru.
Ooh-ah.
Let's go.
Esto es Radio Santa Blanca. Hay personas elegidas desde tiempos inmemoriales para guiarnos a la luz. El camino redentor de la Niña Blanca nos acompaña en estos tiempos de oscuridad. La luz llega de las palabras de nuestro predicador. Venga a nuestros encuentros pastorales. Deje de sufrir. Encuentre el consuelo. Acérquese a la iglesia de la Santa Muerte.
Emitiendo desde el más allá, para que se enteren quiénes son los más acá. ¡Ajúa, putos!
Esto es Santa Blanca Radio.
Más linda. Por eso quiero dedicarte esta canción, mamita. Mira, mi amor, mira qué linda, divertida, así es.
En Santa Blanca Radio con DJ Perico. Santa Blanca.
Should have a PSYOP unit down here, don't you think? Or MISO, or whatever they're called now.
Shit, there might be one here already for all we know. Bowman plays her cards close to the chest.
You don't think Bowman's got other operators out here?
You think the activity's just a bunch of chairborne rangers? They might not be throwing lead, but somebody else is out here.
Yo, we got hostiles.
Deploying drone. Got another tango. I got a third.
I'm getting a position. Ready to fire.
Don't want to spook the target. Switch to suppressors. Got eyes on the target. Let's move.
Got him.
Baby makes 3. He makes 5.
Say the word, boss.
DJ Perico playing that music that makes the car shake. Like you're a teenager with no place else to get busy. So, I'm pretty new to South America. I grew Shit. Things are really ass backwards on this side of the equator.
Ready. Call the shot. Ready to engage. Target is down. We rattled somebody's cage. We're good, we're good.
These supplies will buy us a lot of goodwill from the rebels.
Yo, cartel gunman. In the
Good to go.
watchtower.
Target down.
Dile que todo va bien por acá. Sí, sí, sí. Sí, yo también te quiero, amar. Hola, hermano. Mira, es más cara que los de...
Frag out.
No vale la pena. ¡No! ¡Pinche cabrón! Está bien, ganaron. Está bien, me rindo.
Here's the deal, asshole. You answer my questions or I put a bullet in your gut and leave you to die in your own shit. Lo entiendes?
Chill the fuck out, cabrón. What do you want?
Amaru, where can I find him?
You serious? That's what this is about? Sure thing. He's at Atoya Farm. Go on. Then you can see what we do to people who fuck with us. People like you.
Scratch one.
Fucking hell. Target down. Let's get moving. The cartel ain't gonna wait around for us to track down and rescue Amaru.
They're coming this way.
it down.
Clear over here.
Buckle up, people.
I'm in. Let's roll.
Ready? Open fire.
I copy.
Radio Santa Blanca con DJ Perico.
Oh, yeah. Transmitiendo desde Battle de Viaje.
Esto es Radio Santa Blanca.
Amada Santa Muerte, bendícenos. This is El Cardenal with an important message for Bolivia. Beware of the lies spread by Pacatari and his rebels. These promises of equality and transparency, or free education and free health care, they are empty hopes that can only be achieved through tyranny. People can only be equal when equality is forced upon them. Pacatari would take the fruit of your labor, take the largest portion for himself, and divide what is left between you and your neighbor. Tengan cuidado. You would not reap what you have sown. You would be left with barely anything. The best way, the only mortal and Christian way to bring success and prosperity to the individual citizen and the nation is through a free economy. Contrary to the lies spread by Pacatari and his kind, free markets promote charity, generosity, and kindness. When our basic needs are met, it is undoubtedly easier for us to care for our fellow man. We will give to our neighbor in need the food from our plate when our bellies are full. No escuchen falsas promesas. Do not listen to Pacatari's false promises. Given the chance, he will rob you what little you have in the name of equality. May Santa Muerte bless you all. Que así sea.
So there's this army ranger on leave out in my neck of the woods, and he decided he wanted to get himself a pair of alligator boots. But you know we're talking a ranger here. He wasn't going to go with no shoe store. No, he gets himself a knife and heads out to the bayou to get him a gator and make some boots for himself. So he gets off the highway and heads back into the country and finds a little old bait shop near the edge of the swamp. He asks the man where he can find himself a gator, and the man gives him directions into the bayou.
This doesn't end with banjo music, does it?
Just let me tell the story, okay? Anyway, the guy at the bait shop says, "Look here, while you're out there, keep an eye out for these two Marines I sent in a couple days ago. They were after gator boots too, and they should have been back by now." Ranger says he'll keep an eye out for him, and heads into the bayou. He follows the man's directions and heads way out into the swamp. When he gets to where he's going, sure enough, he sees these two Marines standing up. I got one narco in the field.
Drone is airborne. I see a second target. Tango number 3. Here's target number 5.
I heard a Sicario. Over here, in front of the barn. Say the word, boss. Hey, we got a narco. Next to the barn. Coming up on a Toyo farm. Remember, a lot of these Sicarios are ex-military.
ID your targets. If Amaru gets killed by a stray round, Operation Kingslayer will be dead in the water before it even starts. Let's go.
lost my target. Ready to engage. Tango down.
I got another. That's 5.
¿Qué le pasa a tu carcacha?
Hang back, that tango might spot.
That's a kill.
Ni la Virgen ni todos los santos van a venir a ayudarme. Tengo que convencer a estos cabrones que me sirvo más libre.
Are you Amaru?
What's left of him anyway?
Come on, we're getting you out of here.
They're coming right at us. What's the word, boss?
Tango down.
Opening fire. Put him in a body bag. We're clear over here.
There's a weapons case over here.
Buenas.
Oh, I could use this.
There's an Air Force colonel and a Delta operator sitting next to each other on a flight out of King Khalid.
Is this the one where the Delta operator skins the Air Force colonel and wears him like a suit?
What? No, different story.
Oh, man, I love that one.
Anyway, they're both headed back home after a long deployment. The Delta guy's been out in the desert doing, Delta stuff, and he just wants to rack out for a while. But the Air Force colonel, he's on, his 8th espresso, and he's feeling chatty. So the colonel says, hey, you want to play a game to pass the time? It's a great game, you'll love it. Here's how it works. I ask you a question. If you can't answer it, you pay me $5. Then you get to ask me a question. If I can't answer it, I pay you $500. The Delta guy sighs and thinks it over. Go ahead, he says. The colonel grins, What's the distance between Earth and Neptune, he says. The Delta operator thinks a minute. Finally, he frowns and reaches into his pocket and hands over $5. The Air Force guy, he grins. He figures he's going to take this Delta guy for all he's worth. Your turn. The operator looks him in the eye. He says, what goes up a hill on 4 legs but comes down again on 3? Then he lowers his head and he goes back to sleep. The colonel thinks and thinks. He gets out his smartphone and scours the internet for answers, but he can't find it. He calls up his buddies back in Saudi and asks them for help, but they can't find the answer either. Finally, the colonel admits defeat, pulls out $500, wakes up the Delta guy, and hands the money over. The operator pockets the money without a word and closes his eyes again. But the colonel just can't let it go. He wakes the Delta guy up. He says, I gotta know. What goes up a hill on 4 legs but comes down again on 3? The Delta guy stares at the colonel for a second. Then he reaches in his pocket, hands the colonel $5, and goes back to sleep.
Where are you taking me?
Back to your friends.
Entonces Pacatari has made his deal with the malditos extranjeros, the young fool.
Take it up with him, senor. Is it? I'm riding the motorcycle. Yo, I got a weapons case here. Nice. ¿Ustedes están con nosotros? ¿No es así?
hurt? Santa Blanca is not the most gracious of hosts. These Aucas, these demons they had questioning me. Let us say, their talk of love was enough to make